crazy every day. I'm less stressed, I'm always out of bed. I guess I'm just insane and possessed. My vested interest is seeing the festering mess displayed on social media that I sift through for the best. Most of reality leaves people feeling depressed, but that's cause life's depressing, getting over that's the test. Maybe that's a lesson you could possibly digest, unless you're blessed and live in life where every day is like a rest. I digress and I jest, and yes, I'm a pest. Nevertheless, I must express that I'm here to impress. But that's because I like to entertain, and the insane and depraved are always on the list. You won't see me complain, wasting time crying over reality's a drain. Woke up to the internet, you best prepare your brain, because that's how life's online. 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 Reality laughably doesn't bring more clarity to a world of adult children with emotional calamities, panicking frantically over microaggressions, stressing about individuals needing to learn this is by default. The best you can do is recognize this is true, even though it really isn't, and there isn't any proof. Just dumb racist goose trying to build a society where white people are trusted to make judgments impartially. And ironically, it's not racist to judge everyone who is white as being born as a racist. You see, that's alright. However, claim all black people are born as criminals, and you'll be called a racist because obviously individuals. But that's how life's online. 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 How life's online.
Forcible impact alert. Scanning for Chinese artillery. Liberty Prime is online. We will not fear the Red Menace. Forcible impact alert. Scanning for Chinese artillery. Engaging Chinese invader. Warning, warning, orbital strike imminent. Liberty Prime is online.
Don't call the cops! We're gonna say don't call the mom!
trash your lights? Do you want me to fucking trash them? Fuck! And what the fuck is it with you?
I was looking at the light.
Fuck! And what the fuck is it with you?
I was looking at the light.
Fuck! And what the fuck is it with you?
I was looking at the light.
Fuck! And what the fuck is it with you?
I was looking at the light.
It's fucking distracting. Oh, good. 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 No, no, fuck, no. 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 No. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. Think for one fucking second. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Think for one fucking second. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Think for one fucking second. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Think for one fucking second. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? Give me a fucking answer.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
You are trashing my scene.
Shut the fuck up, would you? Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
And I ain't walking on this set if you're still
Shut
hired.
the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
I'm fucking serious.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up if you can't take a joke.
You are trashing my scene. What don't you fucking understand? 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 Fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? Fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? Fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand? Fucking kick your fucking ass. Seriously, man, you and me, we're fucking done professionally. Fucking ass.
Hi, neighbor. Welcome again to this neighborhood. I'd like to show you something. You know what this is? Well, maybe if I press this button. This is a cassette player with a little cassette in here, and there's nothing written on it, so we'll just have to play it to see what it is. Do you ever imagine things? Are they scary things? Are they scary things? Do you ever imagine things? Things you'd like to have? Did you ever see a cat's eyes in the dark and wonder what they were? Did you ever pretend about things like that before? Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think, and they'll grow. Imagine every person that you see is somewhat different from every other person in the world. Some can do some things, some can do others. Did you ever think of the many things you've learned to do? Many things. Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think, and they'll grow. Did you feel like going like that? Let's give the fish some food. Mr. McFeely, I didn't order any whistles.
That's what they call a Slide-Whistle-Run.
Did you feel like going like that? There are so many things to learn about in this world, and so many people who can help us learn. Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think, and they'll grow.
Let's see. Yes. Transition. Boop. Bam. All right. Let's solve a mystery. Let's see if this actually works. Yeah, this is too loud in my ears. I'll just do this. There we go. Alright. I gotta wait. Check my monitors. Maybe turn up my mic. Turn this down. There we go. Alright. No! No! Don't! Ah! I don't want to open Reaper! No! 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 Get! No! Not now, Reaper! Be gone! Ugh. Making me look like an amateur. What chick? No! Ah, don't want to open Reaper. Oh, the GIF will roll back through. Or maybe this? Or this? I don't think you get to see her through this. It's just her hands. Anyway, we got things to solve here. Now, Oreo has decided to come out with a mystery flavor. I'm leaning on churro, mainly because we got clues. Clue number 1, its name it stole, history kept. Perhaps from a creature that lives on the steppe. Apparently the clue is not included on actual cookie. I don't know what that is. Often paired with chocolate, hence why we chose it. We'll keep the suspense till everyone knows it. Alright, so like, they've got this here, mystery Oreo. They don't tell you what flavor it is. And if I didn't know better, well, it kind of has a butterscotchery flavor to it. But when you put chocolate and cinnamon together, it's very churro-like. And I did some Googling. Apparently, this motherfucking goat... Oh yeah. If I hit this, look at this. Look at that. There's a fucking goat. And looky here. Chocolate chips, butter, bunch of sugar, but not cinnamon on there. They didn't buy cinnamon. And here's this bullshit. It's a map. AM, PM, I don't understand it. What we get? Doesn't illuminate all the way down. Oh wait, I'm gonna need my phone. Yes, so I've got, actually, Bubonic, I've got a pack of these motherfucking Oreos and some milk. So I've got some milk and cookies. And, so went ahead and put in my info here. Don't email my shit. Don't email me. So we're gonna go ahead and submit this, and if I guess correctly, I will have. Oh, I should try these while I'm at it. Well, I tried one earlier, but I figured the internet was a better way to figure out what my taste buds cannot. Especially because I'm not Mexican. I'm not buying. Sorry if this gets here, but you know, I'm not familiar with churros enough. Let's go ahead. I had one of these earlier. It kind of tasted like butterscotch a bit. But I was also just after eating like a bunch of, like, it was like a sausage pizza and a casserole that my wife made, which is quite delicious. It's like stovetop chicken and Swiss cheese kind of all melted together into a casserole with, I believe, cream of mushroom soup. And so my palate wasn't exactly cleansed. Plus, the only thing I had was, of course, my sponsor is Sunkist. So, I'm gonna go for milk and cookies. Yeah, it smells like butterscotch. It doesn't have a lot of flavor to it. It almost tastes like a regular Oreo with a little bit of spice, which I think is intentional. But I entered a sweepstakes. I never enter sweepstakes. It's so fucking dumb. But I thought it'd be fun to do. I'm like, wow, I saw these at Giant Eagle today and was taken aback. Apparently, I don't know if they've realized this, but every week, I'm at Giant Eagle. So every time I see a new specialty flavor, I'm gonna try that shit, you know? These are quite good. I don't eat too many of them. I'm sitting here on stream eating Oreos, which is apparently going to be a weekly thing. I just had some bowl of ice cream while I was at it. That was fun. Let's see. It's very hard to get an Oreo past the microphone. Stupid headset. I need to get a real mic. Set this shit up. Oh, I see. We figure out what the Oreo thing is, and everybody leaves. See how you are. I got other stuff. Let me turn this bitch off. This. I do. Boop. Transition back over. Now I can sit here and focus on the chat. Let's read the chat. I still don't know what chick he is talking about. Are you talking about Sargon? I don't think I have a chick on here. You know that potato? I could. So, sorry for the dead air. I'm dipping an Oreo. Speaking of which, Bubonic, where's the Cringe Factory? Been 2 weeks with no cringe. It's terrible. And I'm sitting here thinking, I bet John is just sitting there waiting for one of you to contact him to do the show. But he's doing it like, well, I'm not going to get a hold of them. If they don't want to do the show, I'm not going to make them do it. I'm tired of going to all the effort. I don't know. Maybe he's just bored with it. Or he might be busy doing something else, albeit last week he uploaded a bunch of commercials and like shows that he had done. There was a woodworking show that he uploaded that was wonderful. Oh, hi, Red Feather. It's been a minute. Sorry, I'm sitting here eating these fucking Oreos. They're tasty, and they're kind of spicy. I would be like fucking Santa Claus, man. All I do is cookies and ice cream. I'm trying to see if I can give myself diabetes. It's not working. Like, I eat this diet that's pretty much 50%. It's like 50% pizza, 25% sugar, and 25% meat. And it's kind of shitty. I'm trying to have an insulin episode. It just doesn't work out. I don't know why. You know, I've only gained like, I don't know, 10 pounds? Like, it's nonsense. I'm trying to be a proper YouTuber, get big and fat and diabetic, so I can do nothing but YouTube and not actually work a real job. Okay, I gotta stop these fucking Oreos. We just had a bowl of goddamn ice cream. They're so tasty. It's the little bit of cinnamon. Makes you want to drink, and then you want to get back for more. They're addictive. And I'll sit here and stop talking and listen to myself through my monitor. Alright, put this shit down. Let's do goddamn task at hand. Those are quite tasty. Bubonic must be making a lot of dentures. I always figured he was a denture maker. You stop Mike breathing. Can't help it. I need to get like a proper microphone so I can not breathe on the damn thing. But it's a headset mic. I mean, what am I gonna do? I gotta breathe. I have to talk to breathe. Let's try that. I don't even have a pop filter. Alright. This is drank. Here in a minute I might have to go get a Sunkist. Sponsored by Sunkist. See, I listen to myself. You know what? The pop filter doesn't do too bad. Oh, dude, spoons of peanut butter with chocolate syrup on top? That sounds fucking brilliant. Why don't I do that? Just eat it right out of the jar. Alright, so I don't typically do this sort of thing, but I've been saving up all summer and spring for these stupid local writers that put out things like a thing called the Short North Gazette. And yeah, I had my earphones off, so it pops up the thing. And I got maybe, I think, one story in this Short North Gazette here. And then I got a real treat for you guys, because oh dude, I've put spoonfuls of peanut butter in ice cream before. It's kind of weird. I probably didn't. I used strawberry ice cream and peanut butter, thinking, it's a PB&J, strawberry jelly. It was quite good. It was weird though. It was very weird. It was just a strange texture, because once the peanut butter gets cold, I don't know, it's different. So anyhow, so I got the Short North Gazette, and Bubonic, I'm sure you're familiar with the Short North, so you can imagine the kind of people that advertise this thing. I wish I had had enough time to take some photos or scan. I have a scanner, but once again, I don't have enough time to do a lot of this stuff. Why did my tunes stop? That's what... Oh, they didn't stop. Okay, I forgot. I muted them in my headphone. I should just bring them up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, you like the Shining Sign? I like the Shining Sign. I find it very, I don't know, relaxing. I mean, it gives a nice classy vibe to the whole thing. So anyway, also, Short North Gazette, and we got this other one called, here in town, called the Free Press, which is basically published by some of Ohio people may have ever heard the term Bob Fitrakis. He's a lawyer and rabble-rouser, malcontent. He and the Democratic Socialist Party of Ohio, but you really have to mix it up. Yeah, cherry and ice cream and peanut butter would be really good too. I should take some scans of the cartoons, because the cartoons in these are actually kind of funny. They're not so much the Short North Gazette. The Free Press, on the other hand, I don't know. Yeah, it's whatever. But, so, the Free Press is just a whole hilarious, ridiculous, dumb-filled thing to read. And I'm going to read some of the ones from this. So I saved these up for a while, but this is the most recent Short North Gazette. And, it recalls the Doodah Parade. Instead of having a 4th of July parade, since we're Red, White, and Boom, they have the Doodah Parade, which is a celebration of fucking degeneracy. I don't know what the hell else you want to call it. The ice cream I had earlier was orange cream, by the way, with a strawberry syrup, which is kind of almost too tart and sweet to handle. I should probably put chocolate in the corn syrup I got. Dude, I got syrup all motherfucking day. Like, I have strawberry, I got caramel, I might have butterscotch, I got, of course, Hershey's. I used to buy a bunch of mixers and stuff for it, too, but I just don't want to put in the effort. I was going to do a whole thing on I was going to do a whole series of ice cream videos, but I don't have time for it now, so maybe if I get some time, I'll reinvent that. I don't kind of know how to shoot making ice cream stuff. So, the fucking Doodah Parade, it sounds exactly what it is like. I wish I could show you the pictures, but they reconcile a man called Doodah's Jack Decker, who comes every year with a cone on his head, like a cone head. This isn't the article I wanted to really talk about, but maybe we'll skim through it. Let's see. He may be in a parade, but he does not march. Not in the Doodah or any other parade. Thank you very much. They're too slow. Oh, this is by Karen Edwards. Of course it's Karen. They're too slow. I lose patience, says Jack Decker, aka Conehead. Yet for the past 36 years, Decker, dressed as his alter ego, has appeared at almost every Doodah parade since its inception. I don't march, he says. I just show up. There was a time when Decker did march. I had a tuba, which I played badly, he says with a laugh. Given Decker's personality, that, of course, we know nothing of at this point, other than the fact that he goes as Conehead. It's not caramel, it's caramel. I'll say what I like. I do enjoy, I like to say caramel, or I like to say caramel. It depends on how classy I'm feeling at the moment. Anyhow. Say, no, this one was a 1910 tuba with a cauliflower bell. Cauliflower. Welded together on a wing and a prayer. But it was the star attraction of the tuba and kazoo band Decker formed in the early 1980s. And which marched for a couple of years, at least, in the Doodah Parade. We played the Mickey Mouse Club song, and Over the Rainbow, Decker recalls, but the tuba got old and started to fall apart, so Decker retired the tuba, for the most part stopped marching. But Conehead followed up the following year. It goes on and talks about a bunch of dumb shit. This actually isn't a very funny article. Anyhow, yeah, here's who puts out the, meh, doesn't fucking matter. Guess who drowned in Mirror Lake today? You doodah. Here's another example of the sort of fucking nonsense here. And the agenda that these little fucking tiny little dictators would like to have if they had such power. Another one rides the bus. Just smile and grab a seat. Attention, fellow Short North residents. Thank God I do not live in the Short North. If you haven't sussed this out by now, C-Bus, there's a proper voice for this. C-Bus, Coda's free bus service is the whip. The C-Bus is a 24-seat natural gas-powered ride that travels up and down High Street from our hood through downtown to the Bureau District and back. It does this practically every day. Every day, multiple C-Bus circulators glide along the route simultaneously so you do not have to wait more than 15 minutes. At last check, a friendly driver reported that 5 C-Buses were operating at once. Folks, if it's raining... Folks, if it's raining cats and dogs, excessively hot or cold, you're running short of time or you're just not up to hoofing or peddling it. This is the way to go. You can bomb from, say, the 2nd and High White Castle to the State House or point south in air-conditioned heated comfort in 10 minutes or so. Now, here's the thing. You could do all of that, but they're trying so hard in this to make riding the bus seem cool. Riding the bus isn't fucking cool, man. Riding the bus means you don't get to drive yourself. And don't fucking ride a bike or any bullshit either. Plus, yeah, you're gonna have air conditioner, heated comfort. But you're also gonna be sitting next to some dude that's gonna be wasted, and which is probably stanking. So, what do you want to do? Fuck that shit. Drive like a goddamn adult. Or you can leave your jury duty. Oh boy, nothing says fun like fucking jury duty. At the county courthouse and cruise up to the Shono, the Short North. Why do they write Shono? It's not a Shoney's. It'd be better if it was a Shoney's. A Shoney's is far more wholesome. They have French toast, and it's not full of HIV. No fumbling for change. Oh yeah, it's free. Of course, it's free, but paying for. It's free, quote unquote. No fumbling for change, no transfer slips, no hassles, just smile and grab a seat. Woohoo! To cop the words of people get ready. I don't know what the fuck that means. You don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. And Coda. Fuck Coda. All Coda does, all fucking Coda does is get in my way. All the fucking time. You know, coming up to an intersection, need to make a fucking right. What do I gotta do? Gotta go around a fucking Coda bus, fucking make a right in front of it to hit the goddamn alley. What's that? What's that big fucking stupid thing blocking normal traffic? Oh, it's a fucking Coda bus. Okay, kids, we live in the grooviest neighborhood in Columbus, and perhaps the known world, so why leave? Well, dear readers, comrades, motherfucking bullshit. God damn it, Pete. See, I'm actually reading a paper. Can you imagine such a thing? The good news is that downtown Columbus ain't what it used to be. They don't roll up the sidewalks at 6 p.m. anymore. Downtown is in fact getting more interesting practically every week. What with the Palace, Ohio, and Southern theaters, the beautifully reworked Scioto Waterfront, and many bars and restaurants, lovely green spaces, woohoo, art galleries, and spiffy new buildings. It's a low-stress, happening, easily reached destination for us short north dwellers. This doesn't even take into account the many delights of the brewery district on the route and German Village, so you get your sausage. And we mustn't overlook fabulous Franklinton, our fair city's original settlement, which is basically experiencing an energetic rebirth and renewal because we got new meth dealers. A pleasant stroll across the river gets you from C-Bus stop at Main Street to one of the most stimulating new gathering spots in town, replete with galleries, watering holes, creativity, and special events. Woohoo! Get on. I gotta stop doing the woohoo. Note, however, that these buses are smaller than usual. During times just prior to and after regular working hours, they can get seriously crowded with to and from downtown wage cuts. At most other times, not so much. My wife? Wait, what? Hold on. Joel Knapp. Ah, I was expecting husband. And I are sometimes the only passengers, which is enjoyable, since we like to schmooze with the driver and cut up and laugh a lot. Oh god, I bet they're so fun at parties. They just, fucking god. But it can be even more fun when the trip is shared with other passengers, fellow travelers. In addition to average Janes and Joes, entranced by their phones, colorful street characters often take advantage of this free service. Okay, so they're actually going to talk about the bums and panhandlers. Because when I fucking try and do voices and energetic stuff, I'm not a good voice actor. I can't stay in one character for more than 5 minutes. You've heard me do this before, Red Feather. I'm not good at the voice acting. In addition to average... Oh, I already did that. On one southbound trip, a loquacious fellow with an obvious buzz on insisted on loudly introducing fellow passengers to his new sneakers. He kicked him in the face or some shit? What the fuck? Following this, he launched into a tale of while he got him. He had recently been reclining outdoors. So he was sitting on some fucking street corner. After consuming what was likely a less than moderate quantity of adult beverage. Fucking god, dude. Trying so hard. Oh, god. I do sound like a fucking preacher. That's weird. On another occasion... Oh wait, here we go. When he discovered that someone had stolen the shoes right off his feet, which led back to his new Seekers, which led back to the thievery incident. ad infinitum. Infinitum. On another occasion, we were riding an evening sea bus homeward. It also, you know what also happens with the voice? Since I have these fucking earphones on, it's weirder, and I'm not used to hearing, so it's like, I don't know, it probably makes it all different. I think my music died again. Oh no, it's just really low. Because it's all thumpy, thumpy, thumpy drums, thumpy, thumpy, thumpy drums. Anyhow, anyhow. We were riding an evening sea bus homeward from downtown after chowing down at Dipsy's, a comfortable old school bar near the courthouse, when we encountered a lively group of nattily dressed, seriously? African Americans. Oh, buddy, in their 60s and 70s. Oh, okay, they're probably alright. I read this beforehand and I forgot all about it. Upon inquiry, we learned that this crowd was on its way to a concert by the latest version of the Temptations. Wow! A Motown group which was a major presence on the AM airwaves in the 1960s and early 70s. You don't have to explain who the fuck the Temptations are. Being a huge fan myself, and, you know, because I gotta be down with my people, and sensing an instant rapport with my fellow Temps lovers, I engaged the jolly crew in banter about our favorite songs by the group, and for a few downtown blocks we shared the love. A curious element of C-Bus transit is the way some people get on and off almost instantly. It always makes me wonder when a young, apparently vigorous office worker type gets on at one stop and then alights at the next. Can't this guy walk 2 blocks? Maybe he's late for a meeting. Maybe he has, despite a strappingly healthy appearance, weird, some dreaded lung condition. Maybe he's a Russian spy. Yeah, fucking god. Our former governor, John Kasich. Fuck that guy. Shortly after taking office, spouted out an ill-conceived pronouncement about the direction of his new administration. His hostile words were something along the lines of, "Get on the bus or get it run over." That's okay. But, you know, just get off the bus. Get on the C-Bus or miss out on the fun. You'll be glad you did. Try the free bus, the C-Bus. You'll be glad you did. I'm actually kind of wondering if Joel Nepp is the guy who writes for some other bullshit. There's another one in this fucking stack of papers I have where somebody's always talking about trying to make ease traffic congestion, which basically means making it inconvenient to drive in a city. That's what people like this like. Alright, so to the meat of this. I wish I could show you the degenerate pictures. Passing the blunt along. I wish. I don't smoke anymore. There's a couple here. There's a couple here. Michael Stenziano. This isn't a very good article that he wrote, but he's the Franklin County auditor, and he writes for this bullshit too. You should look him up on Twitter. He's got very well manicured eyebrows. And he's fucking stupid. His dogs are cool though. Here we are. Love Thy Neighbor. We are all in this together, by Don McCullers. I bought t-shirts 2 years ago for my family and friends that said, "Love thy neighbor, thy homeless neighbor, thy Muslim neighbor, thy black neighbor, thy gay neighbor, thy immigrant neighbor, thy Jewish neighbor, hoy vey, thy atheist neighbor, thy Christian neighbor." At the time, I had every single one of those neighbors living on my block, and I felt so proud. She didn't write that stuff. Since then, I've moved away and have lost quite a lot of diversity on my street. Oh, sad face. However, my homeless neighbors have increased in population. Well, that's fucking great, isn't it? Just wonderful. A handful of them have even been around for as long as I have lived here, and I know them by name. It's easy to assume why someone might be homeless. Their stories may surprise you. I have one neighbor who lives under a bridge. He grew up in Victoria Village and is a veteran. Well, good for him, but we're not going to talk about that guy. He seems like he's actually got it fairly well together, as we will read. He had an opportunity to live in housing for vets, but was procrastinating with his decision to move there. I offered to help him with the paperwork, knowing he didn't have a computer or easy access to transportation. He was relentless in declining my assistance, and finally let me know that he would rather just live under the bridge and move to an unfamiliar place. Hey, whatever makes you happy, man. Living under a bridge wouldn't be too bad, to be honest with you. The problem with not having locked doors, that and secure things, you have to. Anyway, this is where he felt most comfortable, despite his home being a cement slab under a bridge. He told me that it was always dry, and it was right by the river. So he could hear the water rushing at night, which soothed him, because, He reminded me, as well, that he lived only a mile from his work, which he walked to every day, to see if they needed help, so he'd just show up on construction sites. Day labor, it's not really his work, it's just kind of the thing he does, which is fine. Another woman, this is where it gets great, whom I will call Mary, although this isn't her real name, has lived on the streets of the short north at least as long as I have lived there, which is 24 years. Neighbors who have lived here, and I'm actually almost sure that I have encountered Mary, because there's not a whole lot of bums on the short north. Most of them, I should take some video sometime and drive by one of these churches that they have, and they just let all these bums like sleep on their fucking sidewalks and like porch areas. So there's like about 10, 15 of them. They'll just sleep around this building. It's really weird. You drive down the alley beside it, and they've got like fucking mattresses and shit. Like, dude, it's like San Francisco, which is pretty much what they're trying to make it. You know what I mean? So anyhow, neighbors who have lived here longer than me told me she was always been there. Mary has lived in 2 of my backyards and currently resides in the doorway of an unoccupied building. It's just sold for a few $1 million. Now, I like how she puts this, it's an unoccupied building, but it just sold for $1 million. Like, oh, well, we'll just give it to Mary. When I first met Mary, she squatted in the carriage house of my first apartment with her boyfriend. They carried on into the night, at times sounding like a scene out of the movie Days of Wine and Roses. This is not a movie I've seen. But I have a feeling that it's basically they would just drink and fight. We had a baby, so we moved into another apartment so that we could get some sleep. So, you have a child, you've got some fucking bums squatting in the goddamn carriage house behind your apartment. And you move. You don't make them move. You fucking move to get away from them. What fucking nonsense fucking upside down shit is that? Fuck that shit. Like, I would firebomb it. This is what I would do. I would be like, get out. Fucking get the fuck out of here. Go squat somewhere else, not behind my fucking apartment. Carrying on with your days of wine and roses. Actually, the wild Irish roses. So anyhow, here we go. The second time I encountered her, she was living in the backyard of a house that I had just bought. The house was in a state of disrepair, so the yard had 12-foot tall weeds. Now you see, Mary could have been a champ. She could have cut the fucking weeds. You know, maybe just cleaned up around there. She was living there. Then you could actually have an exchange of goods and or services. And that's how you live with people. But this bitch is just passing out on the fucking porch swing. Anyhow, Mary slept on a deteriorated... Oh, she was actually sleeping on a deteriorated bench hanging at the fucking porch swing. With empty bottles of, oh my god, fucking Wild Irish Rose wine scattered beneath it. So you got this drunk bitch living in your backyard, the house that you just bought. And, here we go. At the time, my children were young, so the first thing I did was have my husband build a tall fence. Then I cleared away several truckloads of weeds and reclaimed the backyard with a children's garden, sandbox, and kiddie pool. So you gave Mary a bath and a pooper. Mary came back every day for a week, knocking on the gate and demanding to be let in. And this bitch is going to go on to say she wanted her home back and I had taken it. You feel guilty that you bought a house, kicked this bitch out, put up a 12-foot tall fence, and you're like, you're gonna sit here and write a fucking thing in a thing. You're gonna write in a paper that you're feeling guilty about this, but every fucking time you encounter this bitch that you care so much about, you kick her out or don't kick her out. Like, ugh. What? I've read this article 3 times now, and every time I can't fucking. How do you warp your fucking head around that kind of stuff? Ugh. That was 14 years ago, and she had never forgotten how I displaced her. Fuck her. Typically, when we pass on the sidewalk, this is great. She yells at me and calls me names that I can't repeat here. On Christmas 2 years ago, this dumb bitch, on Christmas, took time out of her day to give her a sack filled with turkey sandwiches, cookies, and a card saying, "No, you are loved." But why? This is great. She flung it into the middle of 5th Avenue, directly in the path of a speeding car. So somebody's car got fucking turkey sandwich all over the goddamn thing on Christmas Day. So fucking Merry Christmas to you, random driver. And it splattered into pieces on the street. I meekly wished her a Merry Christmas anyway. And oh my god, she is such, I mean, can you smell the virtue coming off of her? I can see it from my basement. It's a glorious light. It's a glorious golden light. As it sometimes goes, we find ourselves in feuds with our neighbors, wishing one day for forgiveness. She's not your neighbor. She's fucking goddamn trespassing. Just yesterday, Mary was propped up against my next door neighbor's garage in the heat, drinking a beer. I noticed her when I was taking out the trash, so I promptly returned with a tumbler filled with ice water. Now, see, I would have just dumped the ice water on it. Yeah, it should have been ham sandwiches, but people are weird. This time she looked me in the eyes for a good 10 seconds, took the water and said, "Oh." This surprised me, since she hadn't spoken to me in years. I almost feel bad for Mary at this point. She's just trying to be a drunk bum. She just wants to die, really, but she just doesn't have the courage to take the fast route. And, and here's this fucking stupid ass fucking Karen of the neighborhood. You know, kicking her out of the house at the same time telling her that you're loved, giving her sandwiches out of fucking pity, like following her around like, "I'm helping, get fucked." This surprised me since she hadn't spoken to me. and had instead taken to indistinct yelling. And then all I think of is the cat lady from Simpsons. It's like, her face was leathery from the sun, but she was clean and her clothes looked fresh, giving me hope that she was accepting help from someone. Why? Why do you care? She got okay. So this bitch gets so happy that she said something that wasn't just calling her a cunt, and I told her that I would be right back with food. Raced into the house. I created a plate and sandwich, a piece of birthday cake from the day before, and gives her a bottle of white wine, probably against my better judgment. I was gone for about 3 minutes, but when I returned, she was gone. Oh my god, she was gone. Where did she go, guys? I ran through this bitch runs through the alley trying to chase this fucking old crackhead down. Trying to and spotted her in front of a church, snarling at a mother and daughter sitting on the steps. I yelled out, "Mary, I brought you cake and wine," thinking this would be the perfect lure to get this animal. See, like, she's not a fish. Anyway, why is she yelling at a mother and daughter? Why is your trespassing, squatting drunk doing this? And she's sitting here fucking just, harassing some other people. She looked at it and waved me away and said, "No." But in her voice, I heard a softness that I hadn't heard before. I felt a sense of neighborly connection with her, having lived within the same 2 blocks together for so many years. And somehow I felt forgiven. Oh, I am thankful for my neighbor Mary, for the many things she has taught me, like resiliency, resourcefulness, and perseverance. No! I've also learned to be grateful for having a roof over. I think this is where she's like, I'm so much better than this person. I've also learned to be more grateful for having a house and showers and food, basic life necessities. I have learned to be less judgmental of others. I highly doubt that you're fucking not judgmental. I would almost guarantee that if Dawn McCombs was listening to this, she would judge me and say that I am a cold and heartless person who's just mean. Bye, Red Feather. Have a good night. I still grapple with my decision to evict Mary from my backyard all those years ago. She has not let me forget it either. I try to think about the different alternatives I had, instead of just constructing a fence to keep her out. 2 or 3 times I have played the Mega Millions lottery when the winnings are over 1 billion. In my dreams, I win the money, buy a large lot in the neighborhood, and construct tiny houses for all my homeless neighbors to live in. Oh, yeah, that's fucking, I'm glad you have kids, lady. You just want them out there playing with the homeless people? You want that fucking evil in your fucking dude? Let's just say they're not bad people, right? Here's the problem with this shit. There are unknown elements, instability, drunk, drug addicted. Like, whether or not it's good or bad, it's fucking dangerous. You don't want that around your kids. Why are you... I'm sure kids are probably grown at this point, but regardless, just as a thing, you don't want unknown chaotic elements. As much as you can, you do not invite unknown chaotic elements into your backyard to fucking... Sometimes the best thing you can do is smile and say hello. Well, I usually just smile and say, please get the fuck out of here. Because I kick these type of people fucking out of the fucking parking lot like all the goddamn time. It's like part of my job now. I don't even want to do it. I just want to be able to walk to and from my car and not get bugged for change or a cigarette. That's all I want. Or maybe not see them try and pressure fucking young, stupid little hipster, I don't know, soy types into, you know, playing on that guilt of them for getting change. If we care about one another and that we are all in this together, this is the best part. Dawn McCombs lives and is the owner of Glean in the short north. She likes swashbuckling around the neighborhood, planting Ohio prairie gardens in urban landscapes, and reducing her carbon footprint by cycling and recycling. So I'm pretty sure that this broad is basically just a granola munching fuck that gets in my way. Probably stuck behind that dumb bitch's bike all the fucking time. Let's see, what else we got here? Some more of the Jack Jecker. Kind of looks like he's wearing a Klan hood. I don't know. Do you guys want to hear about... You want to hear about this fruitcake and his fucking art show where he calls it masks? I'm probably not. You know what? Let's just see how it goes. What time is it? It's almost 1. 12 bold paintings by Paul Richmond will bring diverse figures from the margins of society into focus, all wearing masks, informing the viewer of the need to get behind the mask to understand the underlying presence. The exhibit, The Mask We Wear, is scheduled for October 2nd through 27th at open parentheses, not close parentheses, Sheep Gallery. I interviewed Karen everywhere, Karen Peterson in her 17th West. Oh, we're not going to read her address there. You can find the Not Sheep Gallery, I'm sure, if you want to go to the short north. Masks can be so much more than decorative. We mask our identities for issues of mental illness, beauty, sexual identity, whatever holds us back in normal society. We can be imprisoned within our mind, body, and feelings, crossing over all genders, all 2 genders and ages. The feeling of lost youth. For example, people getting plastic surgery, putting on makeup, hiding under a hat or scarf. Peterson gave me a preview of the 3 paintings already underway for the exhibit. A Mexican child in a barbed wire mask. Oh, a little dreamer. A little dreamer. Let's see. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. An older woman with a scarf. A man wearing a gas mask. The Mexican child in barbed wire is confronting the viewer, and the viewer wants to see technique and beauty. Really? I wish I could show you the... It's called, actually, oh my god, it's actually called American Dreamer by Paul Richmond. I'm sure if you Google it, you can see it. It's basically just a kid's face with a little barbed wire across it. Like, badly kind of drawn in, not like, it's not like attached to it like a mask, it's just... Yeah, I don't care, kid. You shouldn't have came here. The older woman is painted in black and white, her face partially hidden by a scarf of rich color, symbolizing a rich history on the surface. The gas mask painting depicts a huge fire in the background. Honestly, this one's kind of cool. Like, it's kind of metal. Looking, it's just some dude. Looks like he's out of American History X. He's got a gas mask. And there's like all kinds of death and destruction behind him. It's pretty fucking awesome. Depicts a huge fire in the background, which opens up the thoughts to a wide spectrum of, health issues. Oh no. Not to mention the confinement of a real mask in which to breathe. I'm pretty sure that one's about AIDS. Miss Peterson has been at the helm of the Not Sheep Gallery for 1 year now. Miss Peterson, in light of our current political situation, could not sit idly by and do nothing and deal with art that did not confront the truth. The truth that you must confront. It's clown world. Oh. Okay. See, I don't know what this, because this, I just look at this and I'm like, oh, that's kind of fucking metal looking. I don't know, that's cool. I look at the fucking barbed wire thing. I don't care. Yeah, I get it. You really want to dream. The other two, they have a picture of the artist. His fingernails are blue. And, looks like he spends a lot of time at the spa. He's got some dude that's got some kind of like wispy mask thing. And then his sister, apparently, who's a chef, and her face is made out of food, like potatoes and shit like that. They're cool pictures. But anyhow, I'm not going to read this whole goddamn thing. It's just, yeah. He actually talks a little bit about making stuff. That's pretty good. Let's see. Paul Richmond is an activist as well. As an artist who has shown his work across the country and retains clients all over the world. His paintings deal with issues of identity, gender and sexuality, and a style of fantasy coloring, pop surrealism. Let's see. He is the associate art director for Dream Center Press and their young adult imprint, Harmony Ink Press, and co-founder of You Will Rise, an organization that empowers those who experience bullying to speak out creatively through art. He works and teaches at Open Ground Studios in Seaside, California. Gallery browsers. Alright, so let's see. That's very interesting. The next article is about the Dude Operate again. It's basically by some kid. And he walks down the street. He's got a picture of his bullshit. Walking down the street with an American flag upside down at high mask with some kind of hyper-dimensional mask thing. It just basically looks like a monkey ball that he put on his face. And he talks about how everything's fucked up now because he doesn't name him. But I should read the fuck James Berger. Oh shit. Alright. Man, that took a lot longer than I thought. Hey, it's Eric Foams. Get the Cringe Factory going, Eric. That's what I gotta say. Red John is probably just sitting around waiting for you guys to contact him and be like, so we're gonna do this again or what? You know how he is. Let's see. Alright. Well, that's the end of the short North Gazette. Let's see about the Columbus Free Press. I don't think I'm going to get through the whole thing. But, you like that? You like that sound as a paper? I like the sound of it as a paper. I can't get it to make that good newspaper sound though. Maybe if I open it up. There we go. Oh yeah, much louder. Much higher amplitude. The Free Press. Published by... Doesn't say. Who could be behind the Free Press?
I know how to beat Cobra Kai.
Oh, here's the credits.
Season 2, streaming free
The
September
Columbus
11th.
Institute for Contemporary Journalism is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Oh my. What do you think about that? Who's on here? Jonathan Beard, Bob Petrakis. Oh, we got a Wasserman. Ooh. Rome. Room. Crystal Dawn O'Donnell. I don't know who Crystal Dawn is. We should find that one out. Let's see. I wonder if that's the one that I know. Could it be? Sorry, folks. Slight diversion while I investigate something. There we go. Oh, nope. Thank God. I'd be like, man, that would just not be cool. I'm just sitting here. Alright. So, let's dive into the fucking wacky free press, shall we? Bob Petrakis. He's the most educated lawyer ever to shake his fist at the sky and yell at it. He's ran for governor. And, I don't know. He's kind of like Ohio's Michael Moore, but doesn't make movies. That's what that's who he reminds me of. So let's go ahead and talk about it. He's actually not that damn crazy. Like he's like half of his politics are fucking terrible, but the half of it isn't so bad. He's not completely insane. He's just a little tunnel visioned on some things. Not many people know that the infamous Jeffrey Epstein spent a lot of it's called Epstein's Columbus Connection. In the 1990s, Jeffrey Epstein spent a lot of time in Columbus in the 1990s and owned the second most valuable house in Franklin County, in the plush Stepford suburb known as New Albany, which is a very nice place, actually, except they've got these weird building codes where everything's got to be brick, and they've got to have a white picket fence, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but it's weird. Out of the more affluent neighborhoods in Columbus, you're way better off living in, like, Hilliard or Upper Arlington or Powell, which Powell's not really Columbus, but it's kind of close enough. Worthington, Dublin. That's where you want to be. And stay the fuck away from Bexley. I mean, Upper Arlington's cool if you can deal with the fucking property taxes and the bullshit. But yeah, and then like the gentrifying neighborhoods, those places, stay the fuck away from those. It's basically like, oh, we overpaid for this house, and like I said, like I read in the last article, you've got homeless people squatting in your fucking backyard. So anyhow, Epstein came to my attention when I was an investigative journalist for Columbus Alive. I've got a whole bunch of those too to read, actually, Columbus Alive. That one's got a story to it though. So when I do it, I've got to do it in order. Because we're going to have this wonderful journey through the Columbus Alive, and it's going to end so sweetly. So sweetly. The state of Ohio, Inspector General David Sturtz, one of my sources, was gathering evidence against Les Wexner and Jeffrey Epstein regarding public corruption, bribery, and information related to the murder of Columbus attorney Arthur Shapiro. Sturtz referred to Epstein as Wexner's boyfriend, but Epstein was more than that. He was an international man of mystery tied to the CIA, the royal family, Bill Clinton. He throws Donald Trump in there, but I think, yeah, they lived in the same town and went to parties. Not together, just, part of that same society. But at the heart of it, he is perhaps our nation's most well-known pedophile. echoing Greek tragedies, the local billionaire with his name on more Central Ohio buildings than anyone, and known for his generous philanthropy, is now caught up in Epstein's human trafficking scandal. The most disturbing allegation in this Epstein saga involving Les Wexner was made by Maria Farmer. Her sworn affidavit alleges that Epstein sexually assaulted her at Wexner's New Albany mansion in 1996. Wexner denies that he knew anything about the assault. With Epstein's proclivities for underage girls, this seems a bit implausible. Epstein was recently indicted for human trafficking and having sex with underage girls. Many say he promised to help them with their modeling careers. Wexner is the owner of Victoria's Secret, and many of Epstein's assaults occurred at their New York City residence. Epstein and Wexner reportedly met when they were introduced by Bob Meister, an insurance mogul. Wexner! My voice is starting to die on me. And Epstein's real estate dealings go back to at least 1989, when they jointly purchased a mansion in Manhattan described as the second largest residence in New York City. In 1998, business documents identified Epstein as president, along with Wexner of the New Albany Company. Epstein owned the house on King George Drive in New Albany from 1994 until December 2007, when he gave it to Wexner with no money exchanged. Also in 1998, Wexner transferred his interest in their Manhattan properties for $20 million to Epstein. Recently, the founder of L Brands issued a statement claiming he was never aware of the illegal activity that Epstein is charged with. I think we would all probably understand that that's stupid. He owns Victoria's Secret. They have Victoria's Secret models. Epstein runs a fucking sex trafficking operation that needs, attractive women. No, they've got no fucking mutual interest whatsoever. Wexner said that I would never have guessed that a person I employed more than a decade ago could have cost so much pain to so many goyim. My heart goes out to each and every person who's been hurt. Wexner also stressed that I severed all ties with Jeffrey Epstein nearly 12 years ago. This corresponds to the period of time around 2008. Was first convicted of soliciting an underage prostitute. The new charges against Epstein sexually exploiting and abusing underage girls are from the 2003 to 2000. He doesn't. Bob, let's get your opinion here. Okay, this is all exposition. Alright, well, Bob, thanks for telling us all this stuff. I didn't need to read it. Let's see. Julie Whitney Stott talks about gentrification. She's actually not all that fucking crazy, which is weird. I'll have to find a better one of hers. Here we go. The cover of this edition of the Free Press is called Stochastic Terrorism, Fanning the Flames of Domestic Terrorism. Stochastic terrorism is the use of mass communications to incite lone wolves to carry out unpredictable violent acts. The stochastic terrorist is certain that his inflammatory rhetoric... Oh. I just turned up that fucking music out. I think this is Plastic Love, though. You ready for it? What am I doing? Anyhow. As we go to press on Sunday, August 4th, we gradually learn details of the horrible mass shooting. This is an older edition. The horrible mass shooting in Dayton's Oregon district. The first one this close to home, another young white male, lone gunman shooting into a crowd, just hours after the heinous Walmart shooting in El Paso. So why have disaffected white males continued to turn our gathering places slick with blood? One reason may be that no one is calling it what it is: domestic terrorism. Here's another reason most media outlets won't mention stochastic terrorism. Big bold letters. Facebook memes and online articles point out how the words Donald Trump are likely stirring up hatred and violence. They call it stochastic terrorism. They say it like fucking 9 times in this goddamn thing. 30 fucking times. Daily Cause, I don't know what that is. Define the phrase, and we just did that. The word stochastic comes from the Greek stokastikos, meaning proceeding by guesswork and skillful aiming. Wired magazine tells us in a January 2019 article warning about stochastic terrorism. The person who actually plants the bomb or assassinates a public official is not the stochastic terrorist. They are the fur missile, set in motion by the stochastic terrorist. The stochastic terrorist is the person who uses mass media as their means of setting those missiles in motion. The stochastic terrorist then has a plausible deniability. Oh, it was just a lone nut. Nobody could have predicted he would do that. I'm not responsible for what people in my audience do. Guess what? I am not responsible for anything that you 3 people do. I haven't said a damn word. I haven't. Nonsense. Fucking goddamn Shadowcat out there. He's just a lone nut. God, sound like I didn't go through puberty yet. Nah. Buzzflash. What? I don't know what the fuck Buzzflash is. Buzzflash laid it out. Is it BuzzFeed? Maybe. Laid it out with no nonsense. Spare us with perfunctory prayers. It was Trump who... See, here's the problem with this right here. They're depending on the... whatchamacallit. The person... You know, okay, so these people publish a newspaper, right? And if I was a socialist with a bend for violence, and I'm reading this, and they're telling me that Donald Trump is a terrorist, right? And he's responsible for all these bad things. Could it not be then argued that, in a way, they're implying that, you know, maybe to the half-cocked motherfucker, that they should go out and try and, you know, take out fucking Trump or do some kind of random act. It's like, okay, well, we can't sit here and worry about every little, like, unless you're explicitly calling for it, you know, non-ironically in Minecraft kind of shit. So, I mean, it's dumb. There's no, you can't escape this sort of thing because you're basically just, I don't know how to put it. I'm too stupid for this shit. You're putting blame on people who didn't do it. Oh wait, it's just like every fucking goddamn thing. Apparently the NRA would be sort of like this stuff. Hey, Victor. Oh, hey, Shadowcat. Oh wait, you're responding to me calling you a lone nut. That was a joke, Shadowcat. I don't actually think you're a lone nut. You may be a nut. You may be alone. I don't know. I don't know you that well. I mean, I know you through like YouTube chat. Anyway, it was Trump who weaponized the El Paso mass shoot murderer and the one in Gilroy, written prior to the Dayton shooting, where the shooter's motive is yet to be determined. Well, who inspired the Dayton shooting? Was that one Trump too? You know what? It's time to get... Oh, Eric, we solved the mystery of Mystery Oreos. I don't know if you were around for that. The Oreos came out with a the Mystery Oreo that doesn't have flavor on the box. I have determined it is churro after Googling. Dead air. Actually, chewing air. Ah, cinnamony. The article quotes presidential candidate Beto O'Rourke. Fucking. Whew. We've had a rise in hate crime every single one of the last 3 years during the administration where you have a president who's called Mexicans rapists and criminals. Well, they're not pineapple. That's nonsense. Did you enter the sweepstakes? I entered the sweepstakes. So Victor Rand could end up winning like 50 grand. I don't really like fucking around with sweepstakes and lottery and shit, but I thought it'd be fun. That'd be cool if it was pineapple. I like the lemon cream ones. I had those a couple weeks ago. The El Paso Shooters Manifesto stated that this attack is a response to the Hispanic invasion of Texas. See, here's the thing. If you came here illegally, you are, in fact, a criminal. You might not be a serious one. It remains to be seen if you're a rapist. But I don't think that that's what he meant. And I'm pretty sure that you're just taking some words a little bit and applying them places where they don't go. But, you know, it's fucking Beto O'Rourke. He's dumb. The El Paso Shooters Manifesto stated that this attack is a response to the Hispanic invasion of Texas. They are the instigators, which they are. Not me. I am simply defending my country from cultural and ethnic replacement brought on by the invasion. Now, calm down there, son. You might be right, but your response probably wasn't so much. And probably didn't even fucking make sense in the first place. Like, go down to the border. That's what. Do that there. Like, you know. The tactic is not much different than we see from terrorist jihadist groups, naming the enemy, condoning murdering them, and encouraging individual acts of violence. Yeah, except they're like self-stating that we're doing this. They're not, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Trump's racist tweets and speeches are interpreted by disaffected young white male as a call to arms. I have not felt a call to arms. Not at all. I felt a call to some of these Oreos and my Sunkist stuff like that. I don't know who the fuck Buzzflash is, but Buzzflash calls Trump out as an accessory to murder. Well, I mean, he's ordered the deaths of people as president, I'm sure, but I wouldn't call it murder. This is a man whose inflammatory words are all too familiar. Second Amendment people might do something if Hillary Clinton was elected. As well they should. If Hillary Clinton tried to, you know, pull one of those Beto O'Rourke fucking ideas, yeah, they would be certainly in their rights to do such a thing. They were very fine people on both sides of the Charlottesville rally. I'm sure there was. You know, there's only one guy that did anything, and I mean, how, like, dude, one guy. And honestly, that's kind of looking, I don't know. That could have been just an accident that he got a really bad fucking rap on. Like, and for God's sakes, one goddamn person, one big old bitch. Trump promising legal help to a supporter if he got in trouble for punching a protester. That's not what he said, if I recall. Telling 4 members of Congress to go back where they came from. I mean, it'd be nice if they just went back and just wasn't in Congress. That'd be cool. In the Southern Poverty Law Center, oh buddy, here we go. We got an authoritative source now. Analysis. Trump's run for office electrified the radical right. Saw him as a champion of the idea that America is fundamentally a white man's country. Well, Trump's election also empowered lone wolf attacks in Ohio. Lone wolf attacks, more than one, but lone wolf. An interracial couple returned home from visiting their daughters in Chicago to find their Cincinnati house trashed. Okay, hold on a second. The couple, married 34 years, found swastikas painted on their walls along with the words WP and Die Nigga. I highly doubt that happened. That sounds like, man, Jesse Smollett, what are you doing? Going around, breaking into people's houses, putting all that terrible graffiti everywhere? Shame. This does not go on in MAGA country. This type of strategy is not new in the world of white supremacy. Read Hunter by the infamous white supremacist William Pierce. I love fucking William Pierce on Murdoch. He's like, mind the boobies! The best one is, I can't remember what the fuck's it called, Galaxy something? The one where they're in space. And they're like, oh, it's like fucking Ben Shapiro, like commies and capitalists. He's like, communist, capitalist, vipers, all of them, or some shit like that. And he's like, an old enemy begun anew. Like, fucking love that episode. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful episode. Let's see. The plot is a handbook to incite the same type of unstable lone wolf behavior Trump is drumming up. The protagonist starts by murdering interracial couples, moves on to target prominent journalists and politicians, becomes anti-Semitic, and uses a Christian evangelical broadcast to spew racist mess. I should read this book. That would be cool. I mean, it sounds like a good book. I always heard that these books were shit. More recently, emerging from the Charlottesville tragedy, 17-year-old Thomas Rousseau devised a new strategy to rebrand the white... I don't know who Thomas Rousseau is, but damn, motivated kids out there. That's good. That's a good thing to see. He deemed his new... Oh, Patreon Prime. Okay, well, they probably suck. I fucking hate groups, to be honest with you. Groups are dumb. That utilizes a bold strategy linking neo-Nazi networks with well-armed militiamen and fence-sitting alt-righters attracted to violent street action. According to the SPLC, they use online flyers to be downloaded and spread with this message. Our goals do not end with a candidate in an office or a bill signed into law. Our horizon is set on absolute victory, resurrection through insurrection. Well, Godspeed, Black Emperor. You know, fuck. We've seen these flyers in central Ohio and around the state, including the Dayton area. Rene Russo. Remember Dayton. Goddamn, I got distracted. Remember Dayton was also the site of a recent Klan rally, though only 9 appeared. The anti-Klan turnout was in the thousands, however. And Trump just held a rally in Cincinnati on August 1st. We may never find out for sure why the Dayton shooter had 2 guns. One AR-15 like, suited up in body armor, went to Oregon District with his sister and friends. What? He went there with them? And shot it up, killing 9. 6 were blacks. Oh, wait, what's that fucking phrase? Someone shoots up stuff, women and minorities hurt the most. But it is more like than a Miami Valley tragedy, as Ohio Governor Mike DeWine. If you guys have never seen Mike DeWine, do yourself a favor and look him up. He looks like he's kind of like, he's got like Mitch McConnell looks like an old Ninja Turtle, and so does Mike DeWine. But I can't figure out, like, I think Mitch McConnell is probably Leonardo or Donatello. No. Mike DeWine is either Raphael or Michelangelo, and Mitch McConnell is either Leonardo or Donatello, like when they're like in their like 80s. It is a pattern and practice not so subtly suggested by our president. No, that's complete bullshit. I've never got the idea that I should go out there and that I should go out there and pull some violent bullshit because I listened to a Trump speech. Let's see. I'm gonna do one more of these, and then I'm gonna have to fucking kick off. My shit's getting all whatchamacallit. I'm starting to not be able to talk. Let's see. Hope and human resilience on the west side, helping victims of human trafficking. This is actually probably a pretty good idea, but I have a feeling they're gonna fuck it up somehow. Let's see. Esther Flores, who has written this, is a registered nurse and the founder of One Divine Line to Help, another 501c3 charity. Their mission is to eliminate human suffering locally and globally via compassionate messengers through a holistic approach. They are 100% solution to live. Flores is an abolitionist with an addiction to love in the Columbus jungle. What? Alright. I think she might be some kind of power plant that's fired in a certain way. A type of love that demands action and transparency. Let's see. Alright, and none of this bullshit. Nationally, Ohio ranks 4th in human trafficking, 2nd for opiate overdose deaths, mostly due to the major highways that link us to Canada, New York City, Michigan, and other places. Human trafficking is a multifaceted problem in Columbus. However, most public officials ignore or conceal it, which is not true. This is not true at all. We've had several busts of human trafficking. One of them was up on 161 at a hotel that they were using as a thing that did stuff. They had this big thing, and there was like 30 people fucking involved in it that they fucking busted. They busted like 2 or 3 rings since I've lived up here. According to the United States Department of Justice, at any age a person can be exploited in different forms by being forced into prostitution, labor. I hate it when they explain shit. Unless we expose the problem for what it is. I don't get it. I don't want to read all this dumb shit. Public officials also ignore the trench workers who work directly with the victims. Well, how? You say that, but you're not telling me why. You just say that it is. Unless we expose the problem for what it is. What problem? You haven't proved to me that there's a problem. It seems like that there are workers and police that fucking do this dumb shit and go after it. They fight human trafficking in Ohio. That's a thing. David Yost. David Yost. I don't know what he does about it, but he tweets about it. He pays it lip service at the very least. Okay, so unless we expose the problem for what it is, whatever that problem they think it is, can we accept the four-letter word to be the solution? Because the love is the solution to this. Apparently, it's not just, you know, not an actual thing. If you just love people, people won't be mean to each other. Both victims in these two dark worlds, I was about to say dank worlds, operate in fear and isolation, which leads to hopelessness and despair in their hurt due to cruel treatment of their traffickers. Traffickers prey on victims through coercion and other sometimes brutal methods to keep them codependent. It is a special relationship. When occasionally a victim develops a bond with the drug traffickers or their pimp, known as the Stockholm Syndrome. However, when love is present, it transforms a traumatized brain. A person's faith overrides fear, love overrules hatred, and hope overturns discouragement. At One Divine Line to Health, the Love Tribe is composed of trauma-trained, responsive, and compassionate messengers from different walks of life who can relate to these victims. I have a feeling that these people, I'm pretty sure that these people are fucking doing this shit. I mean, I don't know, obviously, but it's just weird. So, let's see. They serve to support their families and sadly their addictions through prostitution. But at One Divine Line to Health, we do not call them prostitutes. We call them hoes. They are someone's daughter or son. And these hoes are destitute, who lack love and are in need of a safe place. Most of these hoes are women. We call us street sisters, and we have their foster family. The street sisters on Sullivan Avenue are homeless and come from all over the United States. I used to live down the street from Sullivan Avenue. Well, I lived on the perpendicular to the cross street from it. And I don't think I actually ever saw a prostitute, but I didn't. Well, I'm sure I did. I probably just didn't know that they were such a thing. But where I lived, it was fine, by and large. Walk my dog late at night. And just, take a fucking knife with me or whatever, but that's about it. Probably should have taken a gun, to be honest with you, but whatever. Walking around fucking alleys and shit with the fucking dog. That was kind of stupid, to come think of it, but what are you gonna do? You gotta walk the dog somewhere. Let's see. The age group of human trafficking victims range from the unborn infant, so their mom, to a 68-year-old female hauling around an old leather bag. They come from different religions and all this different. They're very diverse people, basically. I'm paraphrasing. Many women are dropouts from court and recovery programs. So drug addicts. These hoes are runaways and aged out kids from foster care. Some are even relatives of judges, officials, law enforcement, medical, and other professionals. Well, isn't that something? It's almost like human traffickers and powerful people are connected somehow. Wasn't I just reading a thing earlier about Jeffrey Epstein? Oh my. The Hall of Power is heavy to wear, man. Biracial and Asian women are worth more on the streets. Okay. The trans she's are prone much more violence from Johns. Well, okay. Yeah, they hang around motels. That's where all the bust happened in Columbus that they've done. There was one all the way down off of like 3C and Eakin. They had to like shut down the hotel for like 3 months because there was just so much prostitution. Like, 'cause the hotel people, like, They just kind of let it go, but it was like a rent by the hour type place. It was fucking nasty, old nasty ass place, right across from Kroger's. Currently, we know of 5 homeless pregnant females suffering from addiction. Their situation he did very much. The Hilltop's infant mortality rate is 15.5% compared to 8 those numbers are fucking high as fuck. Even 5.8% national rate, that still seems high. That should be like 1%. That should be way less. I doubt these numbers. Maybe just, I don't know. Of course, maybe it's not like that, because a lot of kids be born fucked up and shit, too. So I wonder if they're just counting, like, healthy kids that just, I don't fucking know. I don't give a fuck. Only in Ohio's capital does a baby kangaroo born in Columbus. Why are you... Columbus Zoo has better life expectancy. Well, to be fair, they're going to put a lot more effort into raising that kangaroo. They ought to be, considering how much they charge for a fucking soda. The victims have health conditions related to high-risk behaviors such as the HIV, hepatitis HAB, MRSA plus, wounds, so they got fucking meth rot, sexually transmitted infections, and cancer. Well, they struggle with mental illnesses, of course they do. They've been fucking MK Ultra and shit. Those who grapple with agoraphobia have a difficult help time Well, sometimes fear holds you back. If you're the kind of person who lets fear hold you back like that, yeah. There's not really, sometimes you just can't help people. Can't help everybody. Some of these trafficked women have been gang raped, beaten, tortured with cigarette burns and knives. Pimps have used bottles and other objects in their birth canals. Taken their children away from them. Many girls go missing and their bodies could be in our landfills as their graveyards. Well, that's too bad, but how the fuck would you get a body in the landfill unless you just dumped it in a dumpster? Sometimes the dead are placed in abandoned vehicles and houses while others are left in dumpsters. Oh. Trash bins. Some of the women have been violated and shot to death by cops. Well, I mean, what? Stop resisting. This is actually okay. This one's actually good. On April 4th, 2019, Andrew Mitchell, a 30-year veteran of the Columbus Police and its Vice Unit, was indicted for voluntary manslaughter in the murder of Donna Dalton on the West Side, also charged with falsification of documentation, exchanging sex for freedom, and other federal charges. It has been over 20 years since a cop was convicted in this city, and Columbus's Vice Unit was abolished in the spring of 2019. So this motherfucker picked this hoe up for prostitution and was like, hey, I'll let you go if you blow me, right? And she did it. And then I think one time she didn't, or something like that. And then he shot her. That seems to be what has happened there. Let's see. Bobby Simpson was a visitor to our 4-hour Hilltop drop-in shelter. Last year, she was partially dismembered and set ablaze in a container at Burbank Park. Where the fuck is Burbank Park? In Upper Arlington. I should find it. That's not too far from me. Wherever it might be. Once again, Sullivan Avenue made the headlines. Brittany McDowell was another street sister who visited our drop-in center. She was discovered on July 4th this year at the Alum Creek State Park in a shallow grave. A cleaning company turned in the murderer, David Cho Bartholomew. There was too much blood on the backseat of his father's car to be considered the blood of a squirrel. Well, how the fuck would you get squirrel blood? Human trafficking victims, their children, and transgender folks need a full-time drop-in center, but there is none available in the Hilltop or in Franklin County. Well, that's too motherfucking bad, because I ain't trying to fucking pay for that. The only thing I want to pay for with my tax revenue is the prosecution and investigation of these fucking people, criminals, that are doing this sort of shit, and that's it. The victims, on the other hand, that's for people like this person to put their own time, money, and sweat into. Because they have that sort of luxury going on, or the motivation to make that kind of fucking time. That's the fucking long and short of that bullshit. Their success in their community was attributed to having non-judgmental staff meet the needs of women with high-risk behaviors. Aeon's 2018 AIDS Care Cancer Study research showed that prostitution, addiction, HIV, hepatitis C, and other types of infections dropped significantly. And wounds would decline if we offer services of infection. Well, once again, you got to do that. I don't know who are you calling for to pay for that. You don't say. You're not fucking saying. Let's see. Find another. There's one more short, good article. Save something to call this teacher. Nah, that'll be a good one for next time, because I can rail about unions for a while. You know what? There's actually a Magic the Gathering fucking article in here, but I'm not going to read that one this week. Where is socially just dining? That's the one I like. I just like to... This vegan bitch. She's not terrible. She's a very pretty lady. Araya Flynn is her name, and she does food reviews of vegan dishes and vegetarian dishes. Mostly vegan. Is there no fucking music going all of a sudden? Yes, continue watching. You don't tell... I tell you when to not play, motherfucker. So I got you on loop. Anyway, alright. So Plated by Araya Flynn. So Plated just opened 3 weeks ago in an Upper Arlington strip on the Westlake Avenue strip. What? In an Upper Arlington strip on West Lane Avenue strip. So Plated just opened 3 weeks ago in an Upper Arlington strip on West Lane Avenue strip. This got past an editor. They're a full-service, organic, made from scratch, locally sourced, vegan-friendly, fine dining establishment with vegan, gluten-free options from appetizer to dessert. They must eat air. Their delicious pesto pasta was filled with an abundant fresh microgreens and asparagus with an almond ricotta. Their indulgent gogi cobbler was decadently topped with a coconut-based vanilla ice cream. That might be alright. No, it probably wouldn't be alright. It'd probably be fucking shit. Whether it is fresh juice, a robust salad loaded with diverse phytonutrients, a hearty bowl of ancient grains, and roasted vegetables, or tofu and noodles with Asian flair, you will find fabulous vegan offerings to suit your palate and mood. What if I want a steak? I mean, I like steak and shit. I can't get a steak there. This month we are loaded with events to go, so check out the Columbus Vegan Meetup. Oh man, I should go one someday, because I'm not a vegan or anything, but I could play the part for like 20 minutes. On Tuesday, August 20th, we are screening a prayer for compassion at Otterbein University. The 4th annual Columbus Vegan Festival, formerly the Columbus Vag Fest, is happening on Saturday, August 24th. This is all old. At the Whetstone Community Center in Clintonville this year. We are bringing you the best in Columbus, Ohio, and regional speakers. Sign up. Yeah, I will not eat bugs or live in a pod. We are bringing you the best in Columbus, Ohio, and regional speakers. Sign up to be a vendor, speaker, sponsor, volunteer, or let us know you are attending the www.columbusveganfestival.org. Find our local vegan community. But she's kind of an attractive girl. Red-haired stuff. Redhead chick. I'm sure she's very nice. She probably loves her cats and everything. Matsuri-con. Let's see. I have to start taking pictures or something of these motherfucking this cartoons in here. But let's see if I can do that thing where I describe something. Alright, so we have a cartoon from LA Beast? Nope. The one that's playing right now. Well, let me check to see, because you're behind on me. No. This is not LA Beast. This is I don't know how to let's see if I can just put that in here. Copy. Boop. This is who did that. That's who wrote that shit. It's the Batotai. It's the Imperial Japanese Army March. Let's see. Someday, it says in the little kind of thing. Today, this looks like some POC as president signing some bullshit. Today we ensure every American can end the need for private health insurance. It says we hope with a little asterisk in the corner of the thing. Elsewhere, at that very same moment, this guy's like, Tim, what's wrong? He's like, my private insurance feels gone. I loved it and I wanted to keep it. That sounds fun. I should check out that LA Beast guy. Tim goes on to say, it's a great company, perfect hold music, always relenting on claims after I file forms and triple it through a fax machine and spend months arguing and threaten a lawsuit. I deeply love them. Help, he's having a heart attack, call an ambulance. He's like, no, I want to pay out of pocket. Good for him. Fucking good American. Ah, shit. More fucking Oreos. And to end it out tonight, we've got one called Ball of Confusion by Thad Woodman. Here we have the devil. And it says, the project is going so well. people isolated, mindlessly absorbed with their phones, hate and confusion everywhere, greed on the upswing, corruption holding steady, a few promising wars brewing. I mean, really, what's not to like? Don't get complacent. Remember who you're up against. Decency and sanity can break out at any moment, such as when hell freezes over. I don't see why that's a fucking thing. Why is that your fucking cartoon, dude? That's dumb. That's really fucking dumb. Yeah, that's going to be a thing that is constant. That humans are going to be pieces of shit. It's just a thing that happens. Oh look, the Free Press Network has support on Patreon. Huh. I'm glad they get to fucking have it. Well, I have a Patreon too, I guess. I'm gonna save that one, because there's a few, TwitchCon. No. Well guys, it's been fun. But I've been at this for a while. And my throat's gonna die. And I'm gonna go upstairs and watch some things. Eric, I will say to you, get a hold of Rec. Resurrect the factory of cringe. You gotta reopen the plant, man. I know, unless you guys have been just not doing it because Robonic's been busy. Which is fine. I would say I would step in and guest, but I'm never home in time to do that sort of thing. Yeah, but I missed that show. It was the thing I watched when I would drive home from the practice. Anyway, alright, I gotta get off here. It's damn near 2 a.m. I gotta wake up and do something. It's nice. I had a kind of a good turnout today. It's very important. Even with the dead air. It's a fun show for me. It's certainly better than last week. Fuck. Whoa. God, that was awesome. Alright. Have a good night, everyone. I'll probably maybe see some of you in some other chats at some point. I ought to just stick around and fucking